Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're here to cut through the noise, get straight to what matters for you. Today, we're hitting the road, metaphorically speaking, for a deep dive into the trucking world. We all know it's a tough grind out there, long hours, pressure, isolation. But beyond the headlines, there's resilience, there are shifts, there are opportunities. We want to look at the road ahead from, all angles, understand what's really happening and what it means for you. And we've got some great material to guide us, insights straight from the community, from places like Truckers VA and Life as a Trucker. This isn't just reciting news. It's reflecting real experiences, real strategies unfolding now. Our goal, to pull out the key nuggets for you, give you that holistic view. We want you to feel well respected and supported as we unpack all this.
Okay, let's get into it. This current moment in trucking. It feels like there are some mixed signals, yeah. I've been reading about this freight recession. What are the real core signs? Like from Ryder and FreightWaves, they're calling it the longest since diesel was cheap, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's quite a statement. And the data, it really backs it up. That July 25 State of the Industry report, it paints a picture of things being stalled. Key indicators, spot rates are flat, just stuck.
Not climbing at all.
Nope. And capacity, still way too high. Just too many trucks out there for the freight available.
Okay.
And behind that, freight volumes are soft. Consumer spending is tight. It all connects. And yeah, that phrase keeps popping up. Recession talk still looming. It's not just background noise. It's affecting rates, planning, everything.
Wow. Okay, that's a clear and honestly a pretty tough picture.
Yeah.
When you mentioned the big fleets playing the long game, what's maybe a less obvious way this recession hits individual drivers?
Yeah.
Something we don't hear as much about.
Right. It really drills down to the individual level. And it's layered. Owner, operators, yeah, they're taking the hits first. That's kind of expected. Parking rigs going back to company driving.
Mm-hmm.
But the ones who jumped in around 2021, 2022, when rates were sky high, they're really feeling the burn now. Learning the hard way about freight cycles.
Oof.
Plus, you've got diesel prices all over the place. That adds another squeeze. It's this killer combo for profits. And crucially, the mental side. The mental fatigue is real. Just grinding it out month after month, seeing profits shrink.
That constant stress.
Exactly. Burnout is incredibly high, especially for those who saw trucking as, their ticket to freedom.
Right, the freedom business idea.
Yeah. Hits hard when the market turns.
So immense pressure on drivers. But, Hervey from Life as a Trucker, he always says, look at all angles. There's got to be another side to this, right? What about shippers or the big carriers?
Exactly. Hervey's point is spot on. It's never just one thing. Shippers, well, they're getting these super low rates, which looks good on paper.
It seems like a win for them.
Short term, maybe. But they're dealing with unstable service because carriers are struggling. They know if too many small guys go under, rates will spike later.
Ah, so it's a balancing act for them, too.
Definitely. It's a risk. And the big fleets, they're playing chess. They're trimming the fat, like the reports say. Reducing fleet size, delaying new truck orders.
Okay.
And importantly, they're sitting on cash. It's strategic. They're basically waiting for you to quit so they can grab your market share later.
Wow. Yeah. That's cold, but makes business sense, I guess.
It's the reality of the market. But, and this is key, something Hervey always emphasizes, freight always bounces back.
Right. We've seen it before.
Yeah. 2008, 2015, the COVID chaos in 2020. Survivors adapt, they get stronger. It's a cycle.
That's a crucial perspective to hold on to. Okay, shifting gears a bit, but related to this pressure.
Yeah.
Safety. It gets really real when we look at the human cost. There were those two incidents recently.
Stark reminders.
That semi and train collision, described as a miracle because the driver was ejected, thrown out, but somehow survived. No fatalities.
Incredible outcome, truly. But it highlights the sheer violence of those impacts.
Absolutely. Makes you think about rail crossings, seatbelt use maybe, or just the strength of the cab. Something saved a life there.
And the core message, really, loads don't matter if you don't live to haul them.
So true. But beyond the miracle, what's the deeper thing here the media often misses? Why do these things keep happening?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Connecting the dots. It's often not just driver error. You have to look at root causes. Driver fatigue, it's rampant, people running on fumes. Unrealistic schedules. Dispatch pushing impossible timelines, forcing drivers to speed or cut corners just to catch up.
Right. The pressure again.
Then there's weather, road conditions, maybe even tech failures like a GPS fail leading you somewhere dangerous. The unspoken truths the news doesn't cover, the stress that driver was under all week, the struggle finding safe parking overnight, rushing to avoid late fees.
Yeah.
It feeds into this idea truckers aren't reckless, they're overworked and undersupported. That's a perspective you don't often hear.
That resonates. And the other one, the overturned semi on the Turner Turnpike. Again, thankfully, no fatalities, but massive disruption. Does that fit the same pattern?
I think it often does reflect those same underlying pressures. And what's frustrating is the typical industry response, right? It often feels like, well, shrugs, you get the usual be safe messages.
Right. But no real change.
Exactly. No new training, no shift in ELD pressure, that pressure from the electronic logs, no nationwide rest area expansion really gaining traction. The fundamental issues often just go unaddressed.
So drivers are told to be safer, but the system stays the same. That's tough.
It is. It puts the onus back on the individual driver to manage risks within a system that might be creating them.
Which brings us back to planning, right?
Right.
Being prepared, reviewing
Yeah.
routes, staying alert, buckling up every single time.
Absolutely. And it also brings back that idea of planning for your after-trucking life, because you just never know. Better to have a plan before you need one.
Okay, so with all this pressure, this uncertainty, what does it mean for you, the trucker listening right now? The industry's changing, no doubt. You need to be ready. But it's not all bad news, is it? We're seeing growth, adaptation.
Definitely. There are positive signals, too. Take manufacturing. DTNA, Daimler Truck North America. They just built their 850,000th truck in Cleveland, North Carolina. A Freightliner Cascadia.
That's a huge number.
Yeah.
But what does it really mean beyond just volume?
It means consistency, reliability, parts availability. You know there's a solid support system already in place. Not like chasing parts for a newer, less established brand.
Good point. Stability.
And jobs. Good American ones, stable work for people wanting hands-on roles. Plus, they're looking ahead, gearing up for electric, for autonomous tech. E-Cascadias are already rolling out.
So they're investing in the future, not just churning out current models.
Precisely. It signals confidence in the long term.
And we see strategic moves on the logistics side too, right? Like Southeastern freight lines expanding. New terminals in Florida and North Carolina.
Yeah, those quiet power moves, as one source called them. They're not just putting up buildings. It's about efficiency, planning for future growth. Southeastern's making a big bet on their place in the LTL FERC game. Less than truckload.
Okay. And for truckers, what's the impact?
It could mean more freight density in those areas, potentially shorter wait times at terminals, more overall stability in the Southeast if you run there.
So more opportunities, maybe better operations for local and regional drivers.
That's the idea. And they're integrating tech upgrades too. Automation tools, security, building capacity for double the freight volume. They're planning for the next 10 years.
That's significant.
Yeah.
While parts of the industry struggle, others are strategically growing, betting on the future. Especially relevant if you're running the Carolinas or Florida.
Right. And this all leads to a really important question. How can individual truckers use these shifts, this volatility, to their advantage? Especially thinking about managing time not just for the load, but for themselves, building for their future.
Like Hervey's advice again, taking control.
Exactly. There's what you might call the Smart Trucker's Playbook. What are smart drivers doing now? 1, diversifying. Not putting all their eggs in one basket, you know? Different lanes, different freight types, not tied to one broker.
Makes sense. Don't be too dependent.
2, using tech smartly. Finding better loads with platforms like D8, Truck Smarter, Loadboard 360, maximizing revenue per mile.
Using the tools available.
3, tightening the belt strategically. This isn't just cutting costs blindly. It's renegotiating insurance, shopping fuel cards aggressively, being relentless about cutting deadhead miles.
Smart financial management of the business.
Absolutely. But there's a 4th piece, maybe the most crucial shift.
Okay.
Actively investing in off-duty income.
The side hustle idea, but making it core strategy.
Exactly. This isn't just nice to have. It's becoming essential for resilience. How does this change things? Fundamentally, it's about building a financial shield. Imagine learning some basic AI tools, maybe to start a small online side business, analyze data for your own routes, automate something.
Okay, using tech for yourself.
Or exploring things like affiliate marketing, building digital skills, creating recurring online income streams. This is your shield from some of the ups and downs of freight rates and the economy. Protection if your main trucking income dips or, heaven forbid, a company cease to exist.
It gives you options, control.
And helps you retire when you want to, not when the market forces you to. It's about reclaiming your freedom financially.
That ties directly into planning that after trucking life we talked about.
It really does. The sources hammer this home. Plan now, choice, burnout, near miss, whatever the reason, have a plan. Better to have a plan now than scramble later. And there are resources. That first annual Truckers Retreat mentioned, it's framed as an investment in yourself, your future.
Right, they stressed arriving early. July 24th, not the 25th.
Yeah, for the breakthrough moments, the deeper talks, getting connected early, even chances to look at investment properties nearby, build that off-the-road family.
Interesting. Building community and future plans together.
And they even mentioned tech support, like a 24/7 AI agent at retirefromtrucking.com for info. Shows how tech can help with personal planning, too. It all reinforces that core message. Empowerment. You don't need the industry to bounce back before you do.
That's powerful.
If you can't earn more right now, learn more. If you can't run harder, run smarter. If you feel stuck, build your exit ramp.
So, wrapping this all up, it's clear the road ahead has challenges, yes, but also real opportunities. You're constantly adapting to stuff thrown at you from outside.
Yeah.
But maybe the biggest adaptation comes from within, taking control.
And that really makes you think. In an industry that often feels like it's driving you, how much are you driving your own destiny? Resources like retirefromtrucking.com, truckersidehustle.com, they're pointing towards ways to learn new skills like AI, build that online income, create that exit plan before you burn out or get forced out. It really is about securing your freedom, showing up for your whole life, not just the next load.
So here's something to think about this week. What's one small step, just one thing, you can do to reclaim a little bit of your time? Maybe learn one new skill, explore one idea for an income stream, something that puts you more in control of your future, whatever the freight market does next. The power to change your journey, it really is in your hands.